What's going on, guys? It's Colin for NextGenTactics, and here's going to be a tougher game of Conquest for you. Although, I think the last one, well, I mean, it was a tough game because my team wasn't playing the objective, but in this game, there's going to be all kinds of fighting for objectives. So, this is my kind of game, and these are the types of games that don't do anything to help out your KD, which is why you shouldn't really worry about it. It's better to win a tough-fought battle than to just sit back and camp and not be playing that objective. And I'm playing in the game with my buddy Stoneface Locke. He's on my squad, and we're playing against another friend of ours, Don't Blink, and he's on the other team. So I know that he's going to be all over the objectives. I know that we have a tough fight on our hands because he's an absolute beast. So right here, we actually fail in our initial push. Like, we wanted to rush right up and grab the B flag and get all over that, because that is the key flag on this map. If you hold your near flag and the Bravo flag, then you can basically set up and kick the other team's ass. But unfortunately, we were not able to get that quick cap, and the other team capped it. Now they're able to push in towards us and get set up and make life very, very miserable for us. So rather than go head-to-head with them, I decide to flank down and take their near flag. Now, I know that we're not going to hold this for very long, but my intent here is to kind of distract them from the B flag. And as you can see, once they see it capping, they actually they come towards it, and our team's actually able to take B. So we're in a much better position now, although the other team has pushed all the way through to cap our near flag. So that's not the ideal scenario if you're going to basically put the other team in a chokehold and win the game. But for now, we'll take it, because the main thing is to try and get this key point, the B flag, back, because that's always where the toughest fighting goes. And as you can see, the map is called Vantage Point, and the way it's designed is, whichever team holds that B flag and their near flag, they can basically perch up on this hill, and it becomes a turkey shoot for the enemy on the enemy team, if the enemy team doesn't respond intelligently to that situation. So, in that scenario, you basically set up on the flanks and right down the middle, and you just start picking them off, and it becomes a pretty easy game for you. But if the other team is smart, or the other team is playing the objective stronger than your team, then it is not nearly that easy, and this game is no exception. So I've actually switched. I started out as Assault, and I've switched to the Engineer kit now because I see that they're being aggressive with their tank, which is a smart move. And I usually tend to favor the infantry role, but if I realize that, we're getting smoked and we have an available vehicle, I will occasionally take it, but I don't in this game. So I'm going to put some rockets into that tank and just try and get out of the way. But I think a teammate helps me pick up this kill, and we just want to try and get set up and push them a little bit so that we're able to, basically set up position and hold down map control and win the game. Unfortunately, when you have a guy like Blink on the other team who's able to come in and just patiently spray your entire team down and push you back, it doesn't always work out like that, and that's exactly what happens here. We do have a pretty good back and forth, and I'm just trying to check out the ticket count. Right now it's pretty even, but they get us into a pretty nasty scenario, and I think they wind up taking about a 40-ticket lead. So pretty good battle. And these are the types of games that, as I said, I really enjoy playing. They're not always pretty. This is actually a pretty ugly win in the end, but I'd rather do this than have a cakewalk through another team. Well, I'd especially rather have this than playing with a team that's absolutely useless and don't want to play that objective. But anyway, that's basically how this game goes. It's a good back and forth. I switch up kits a bunch of times, going from Assault to Engineer and Medic and Recon. I play them all in this game, just depending on the situation, just trying to get the job done. And it's not pretty, and it's Blink's making me look bad now. I got him a few times early on, but then he starts to own me. So anyway, I think that's probably about all I'm going to say for the gameplay. We managed to flank a couple of times here after we unsuccessfully managed to hold this B objective. Now, try and make a couple of pushes right up the middle here again, but I stupidly come up around the corner and there's a tank, and as you can see, the other team's kind of pushing in towards our near flag. So that is not a good situation because of the map design. So it is possible to flank. Now, if they were better organized, they could have choked us off, and there's not much we could have done, but they do give us the left-hand flank. So fortunately, we're able to get out of this trap again and go down and cap their near flag. And I'm making another push up the middle. I just have this temptation to poke my head up over those rocks, and Blink keeps taking it off. So I'm not learning from my mistakes, and luckily Stone smartens up, and well, he was the smart one, and he took off for the A flag, and we get that capped. And then they actually pull away, and the strategy works again, and our team's able to actually push up and cap B. So that was pretty cool. And after this, we kind of smarten up, and we don't get too aggressive. We just kind of hold down the B flag and make sure that they're not capping our near flag. So right now you can see we've taken B, and all is right in the world again. So, in the last video, I was kind of ranting and raving about playing the objective, but if you have a team that ignores the flags in Conquest, then this turns into an absolute run-through by the other team very quickly. Even if they don't all cap you, all they need to do is cap their near flag and the middle flag. And the way that these maps are designed, like Vantage Point is bad for it. Quezon Temple is really bad for it as well. The best map probably in Vietnam for Conquest, actually probably, there's no probably about it, it's definitely the best map in Conquest Vietnam, is Operation Hastings. It's a 4-flag map. It's got some variety of vehicles, but it doesn't have those choke points. Like, you have some maneuverability, and you can actually employ some strategy other than, okay, I'm going to try and grab the middle flag, that's not working, I'm going to go get their near flag. You have some opportunity to move. Sorry about that. I'm still recovering from a nasty cold. But, right now I've switched to the medic, and I'm just trying to pick up some tickets. And some of these revives are a little bit aggressive, but you got to do what you got to do. We are losing substantially, or we were losing substantially, although we're now starting to pick up some ground. And our team actually digs in and holds this hill quite well. So I'm not going to show a whole lot more of the game, although had they pushed up and put some C4 on us right there, they could have gotten some major multi-kills. But, I got to give it to the team. Once we eventually did manage to get positioned correctly, we held it down. So at this point, I was going to try and switch to the recon kit and do some long-range shooting, although I see that they're pushing up. So right there, I'm going to get Blink. And then Blink's going to own me by chucking some of his magical TNT up over the ridge. That's a technique that he has mastered to perfection. And then I'm just going to drop down and pick up a few more kills here, and the game is over. But, it's not a pretty win. It's not one of those ones where you run through and have a great KD, but these are the types of games that, you tend to remember more, where you come back from a 40 or 50 ticket deficit, and you can only do that if your team plays the objective. And I know I'm harping on it over and over and over again, but I have since changed my clan tags to PTFO, and I know that some of you have done the same. So anyway, guys, that's about it for this game. Get a few more kills to wrap it up, and we make the comeback victory. And I think Blink was pissed, but as you'll see in the final scoreboard, he was way far ahead of the rest of his team. So he was playing the objective like a boss and making life miserable for me. That's all for now. Cheers. We'll talk soon.
Hey guys, we now have our own website. Actually, we've always had our own website, but why not follow us on there? There you'll find all our videos conveniently sorted into playlists by game, as well as videos from many other directors that are part of our NGT network.